You get that apart now?
Hmm?
You can take that apart?
Yep.
Good.
I can definitely take the whole engine apart.
You can handle that, huh?
No.
Where's the zip gun at?
This one?
Yep, that's the guy.
Okay.
Where's the airline at?
Here.
There you go. And make sure you don't spin the crank and knock the pistons to hell.
How do I avoid doing that?
Well, hold on to a piston would be good.
Here, dude, just want it.
You gotta put that on. You have to push hard.
Are you
Push.
filming?
Yeah. Push.
Push?
Push.
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 Dude,
You have to push harder.
There we go.
Okay, you push hard enough finally? Okay, good. Good job. Good
Thanks.
job. Okay. You gotta unscrew it, not tighten it.
Unscrew what?
Tool. Button.
This?
Yeah, the button. No, not that.
This one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, you want to push
Right,
it down.
right.
Okay, there you go.
Here, I need to.
You insert that into hole A and slot B. Okay, hold on to the piston when you do that. You gotta put that all the way in the hole. All 4 holes have to be engaged.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Look at that, he's experienced.
There we go.
Okay, now get the zip gun out of the way. Yeah. There you go. Pretty good.
Thanks.
You've done that before.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at that.
Thanks.
Get your new job now.
I can work here now?
No.
Oh. I thought finally I had a job.
You do all you want on your motor. Your nut fell off. You didn't get dirty, did you?
A little bit.
And the sprocket didn't come off. Okay, that's it for this tool.
This one?
No. This one. See, he doesn't know how to put tools together. He's kind of go like this. See, that's how you're supposed to do it. A weak knee. Did you break this?
I guess so. I think it's fine. Yeah.
My dad made that tool.
Really?
Yeah,
It's an old tool.
it's a tool. Been using it since the '60s. It works every time, unlike Jim's, which breaks every 3 times you use it. Of course, ours doesn't make to a blueprint. It's definitely not with Jim's. But it does work, unlike their crap. Okay, so this here now comes off. See all that weight that just fell off?
Oh.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
So what goes on there instead?
You put a solid sprocket or just a nut. That's how the CH bikes are done. Okay, now we get the sprocket off the other side. There you go. Like that?
Still won't go?
A little tight still. Good fit. Damn.
Can we hold the...
Come on, piece of crap. You just fall off.
Looks like it's screwed on there at the end?
No,
There's
it's
threads on the end.
just stuck on the line. Came off.
There we go.
Pretty low geared. How many teeth is that?
I'll have to count them.
That's right.
20? 25?
Not 25.
21, 22, 23, 24. I bet it's one of those numbers.
I don't know, I thought you were counting. You get lost.
Yeah. It's a circle, man. It's hard to count.
If you count around twice, is it wrong?
I think it's 20. I think it's 20.
20?
Yeah, I think so.
So you have a drag bike, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty low gear.
What's it supposed to be? Or
20.
what's stock?
21 is stock for an XL.
Can I toss this in here?
Yep. Okay, so there are 2 nuts on there. You can take out the other ones. So now you only got one left here and one there.
Yeah.
Now you only got one.
Do you need to take out the whole clutch basket to be able to take out the transmission?
Yep.
Okay. This is why I should have gotten a big twin. This would be a lot easier.
So you don't have to have a puller to take it apart. You do need a puller to put it back together, or a compressor. And just go like this. So. Gooey gooey. Now if you take that big nut off right there, the whole thing comes out. Did you put a clutch in here?
Hmm? Yeah, that's a new clutch. It's the top layer of the clutch is still the old one that got burnt out, but
So why do you got the... Looks like the material's in backwards. Oh, it's tight. Okay. Figure out where the end of the spring is at. There it is. Okay, you know this part? Didn't take me quite as long as you, right?
want me to do it? Oh, yay!
You're gonna charge zip guns around here.
Yay! Do I have to hold the piston again or no?
I don't know, it's up to you. Tears up the threads when you do that.
Yeah.
Next time, don't hold the trigger wide open for one unscrew.
Okay.
Cheese up the socket too.
Yeah.
It does a lot more damage to the threads.
Yeah, I don't have any compression tools at home, so I'm not used to
See
it.
those lines on the outside there? That's what does that.
Oh, yay.
Charge you for a new socket. Add it to your bill. Everybody will be pleased.
Add it to the rest of the pile. That's fine.
Okay, there's the clutch. Yeah, you did all right. It's not burned up yet. That's
The rust
close.
of the clutch, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't stink and it's not all blue. That's a good sign.
Mm.
Good job.
Thanks.
You didn't break it.
I did one thing right.
You didn't break it. That's a good job.
I mean, it probably has like less than 30 miles on the new clutch, though.
Oh,
so
I see that done in 2 miles burn up clutch.
A new one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that must feel pretty bad.
Why would you want to burn up a used one? Burn up used new ones. More fun. More satisfaction. when you
Yeah.
burn those.
Smells worse.
Oh, it smells
Burns
sweet.
better.
Sweet.
Do they actually catch fire, or do they just smoke out?
Now you see that big fat washer right there?
Yeah.
That is supposed to go over the slot.
Okay. Was it
Right
under
here.
the slot?
It was up in the top up here where you don't have a slot. It doesn't need to be that way. So whoever put that in there for the bolts in backwards. See the big slot?
Yeah.
That's why that washer's extra thick. No, this one doesn't want to come off either. You don't have to have a puller to get this off. They're good.
There's another tab too.
Jam into the threads. Yeah. It wants to be difficult.
Is that just a washer or what?
It's a lock tab. Jam in the lines real heavy. So just gonna force it out.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm gonna use that one. Does it pull off now?
This whole thing?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. At least should it just come straight off?
It's supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That'd make it too easy. So now we have to have a puller to pull this off now.
You want me to go grab one of the bigger ones?
I'll be back. I'll get a puller. Okay, we're back. Don't touch my camera. You already got oil all over my camera. See that oil? You didn't clean your hands off. Okay, this is steering wheel puller, harmonic balance puller, whatever, 2-jaw puller. So that's how you pull these things out. That's why they put threads in these things. What did they put? Oh, they put 1/4-inch threads in there. What's up with that? Geez, wrong bolt. We'll be back. All right, we're back. 1/4-inch bolts. And I used to run these little dinky ass hardware on these things.
Is it time for the zip gun now?
Right. Yep, we need a zip gun again. That's why we picked the airline nearby. You don't have to have a zip gun, it just makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's 5/8. I thought it was going to be. 5/8. There.
Wow.
Broke my tool.
The tool broke?
Oh, the other came off.
Oh.
See how clutch that got? How
Yeah.
hot that clutch got before? You just smoked that.
But the basket's fine? There it goes.
It's on the floor now.
Now I need a new one.
I need a new one. It's
Yeah.
damaged goods.
Yep.
Makes it a lot easier to get tool off. Yeah. Of course, he didn't watch the camera. The camera guy didn't do his job.
Hmm?
The camera guy wasn't doing his job. So he
Mhm.
missed it. Alright. Okay. That's off. Oil on the floor. That's good. Throw it on the floor. Now it might come off. Nope. Why does your bike not come apart like everything else in the world does? I don't think I've ever had one of those on there tight before.
Is it screwed in or how's it held in?
It just slides in. It's not supposed to be tight. I never had one tight like that. Huh. It's just a ball bearing, it just slides on the shaft. It's not supposed to be tight at all. Not even remotely tight.
Did it not move when you hit it with the hammer?
No. It's like the bearing's galled up on the shaft or something. There's no puller to pull it either. They don't give you holes to do it. That is weird. Yeah, that's going to slow it down a lot. Ah, great. You get to be more forceful. Irons. There it goes. And that was a little snug. Yep.
Again.
It wouldn't do that, would it? These are not that tight, so that's weird. Nice and clean in there though, look at that.
Is it?
Looks like brand new in there. Look
Yeah.
how clean it is. Shoe's a little worn, but it was in there recently replaced.
Is down still good?
Yeah, it's just worn. Yeah, this is all very, very clean in there. Usually they're kind of brown and dirty, especially the melted clutch. You expect it to be all burnt looking in there.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice and
Inside
clean.
of my engine is very pretty. Good.
Not the engine, tranny. Look how clean it is in there. Looks like brand spanking new. It's not, but it looks like it. Okay, now I can pull the tranny out. Tip shot. Four bolts. One.
Is there supposed to be a washer and a lock washer on there?
No. Usually use nothing.
Is it good to use a lock washer?
They just use a bolt only. If it gets too high, it sticks up in the back of the clutch basket. It's a problem. But, no, they just stick them right in there. See the washer laying down there? You know where that came from, don't you? Chain shoe I took it apart. Okay. Fall apart. Pull apart.
Do we have to split the?
No, it'll just come out like this.
Just gotta get on the go. Here you go. Take one of these. You ever seen one of these?
Is that one of them tools you're talking about?
We're gonna clean the oil off too, though. So better grip. See that thing we took off over there before? Over there?
There it goes.
Did you see that pop out, or did you miss it?
I missed it popping out, but there we go.
See all the rollers falling out?
The roller?
Rollers. Bearing area looks good. Appears to have all the teeth on it.
Incredible.
That's good. And they don't look like they're worn much either, which is good.
He did say the transmission was rebuilt a few thousand miles ago. So.
Dogs are nice and sharp. That's good. There's a little heat buildup out there, but that's all right. Shift fork is definitely getting chewed up pretty good. See, it's all freshly eaten up.
Yeah.
It's not good. That's in this gear here.
Oh, is that?
It's already getting pretty heavily worn here already. See how it's been rubbing on it real heavy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been eating on it really, really hard.
Which gear is this?
if you go this way, it's high gear. That's how you can gauge high gear.
Mm.
And if you go the other way, it engages second gear, I think. So, this gear has already got a lot of wear on it. Weird marks in the teeth, look at those. It's weird. This isn't supposed to be loose. It's supposed to be pressed in there. See how this gear's all rounded off here?
Yeah.
Look at the camera, you can see better. So when those get rounded off of this one, then it has a problem. And you see how this gear is all eaten up from this one rubbing on it?
Yeah.
So it looks like they had the shift forks misadjusted or something, or you're driving around with your foot on the shifter a lot. I'm not sure. But either way, that's not good. And this gear's got torn up, and this gear's got torn up. They're still kind of usable, but at some point it's going to start popping out of gear because it's getting rounded over. But this fork needs to be replaced and put the correct one in there. So this one here. See, this gear has nice and smooth teeth on it. See how smooth they are?
Yeah.
Nice and shiny all
Looks
the way across.
perfect.
Yet this one here had those weird marks going across it for some reason. But it's definitely well chewed up, which is not good. Not supposed to be chewed up like that. Looks like the end play was okay. I didn't check it before we pulled it apart. Now low gear is inside there still. The speedometer drive holds it in there.
Yeah.
This is 72 and earlier speedometer drive. So these dogs look all right. All right, so that all looks okay. This is why we had to go in here,
It's that one tiny little part.
which is relatively new. It's not going to come out because it's still warm. I have to file it some more over there. Yeah, it's real high right through here still. You can see how they filed the piss out of it to get it in the case, it looks like. See those old sand marks there? See, isn't it faceted?
Yeah.
They didn't come that way. So, we'll probably have to replace, we might have to replace this bushing in here. We definitely got to replace the one on the cam cover.
Okay.
I don't know if the case is broken yet, but it looks like it's not broken yet, which is a big plus. It's inside there. All right, so we got two gears that are kind of in a fork that probably won't have to be replaced, but that's about $200 worth of stuff. Just those two parts, or three parts. But the rest of the gear set looks all right for now. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. These are all the rollers in here that fall out when you take your trap door out. That's all expected. You gotta make sure you pick them all up though.
And throw them back in right before you put the training back in.
Yeah, just throw them in here loose. They'll find,
Yeah.
they'll find their way home. Yeah.
I mean, I just thought they were supposed to sit in the bottom of the case like that.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
works.
Then it kind of cleaned the oil or sift through the oil for you.
So, yeah, but the case looks good. Looks like you got a good case. That's a plus.
Nice.
Doesn't look like it's been broken, but we'll have to clean it up a little better than what it is, obviously. So the crank is pretty loose, and then actually we had that tight thrust washer on the other side. Mainly, it just got to be a lot of cleaning because it's got all this metal that's been through everything.
Yeah.
So, not sure where all that came from. It looks like these cases were either painted or cleaned at one time. Maybe they got a lot of grit inside the motor that didn't get cleaned out or something, who knows. Whenever you do sanding or blasting, stuff goes inside and it causes a lot of issues like this.
Oh, can you check this, by the way? Last I unscrewed it, it looked like the screw had gotten broken off or something like that.
The screw got broken off, or
Yeah.
the threads are stripped out?
Not the, no, the threads are broken off, I think.
That's called stripped out, yeah. Means you have issues.
But I'm not sure, so.
All I can pretty well guarantee you is if you think it's bad, it's definitely bad. I can vouch for that 100%.
Yeah, I've been very ginger about tightening that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's definitely now's the time to fix it.
The top part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's still some in there. Have to get it cleaned up a little bit better.
Do you see the chunk that's missing on the...
Well, I don't care about the outer thread. I just care about what's inside of it, if there's threads to pull against. If there's threads that you can pull against, then you're good. But
Okay.
if they're all fractured and falling out, then you can't use them. The first thread doesn't matter. On the later bikes, the first thread's not even there, they leave it out. They cut it out on purpose. You gotta make sure these threads here are really good too. And these bosses like to crack and fall off up here when you get too carried away with torquing them. Now this bike is set up to have a kicker, but you don't have it in it. If you take this plug out right here,
Sorry.
right here, you can put a kicker in this bike.
Is it an easy addition, or is it...
On your case it is, because the clutch basket had the kicker in the back of it. And it also had the kicker sleeve on top of the clutch on the training we pulled it out. So it can be added if you want to, but that's up to you if you want a kicker or not. So we still got a loose crank here, but you know, we just got to fix what we got to fix. The more stuff we fix, the more you got to work on it. But anyway, this is a minor fix problem bike. So we got a bare frame out there, and the rest of the bike is a million pieces. That's about normal.
We'll probably be here for a couple of years now.
When you stop finding problems, you quit taking them apart. So now it's just a matter, do you want to actually fix the crank or not? That's up to you. Because it pretty much turns into an overhaul. That's common around here. For some reason I like stuff being right. I don't know. All right, well that's it for this project. Now I got lots of cleaning to do.
Oh, we're done. I can take it home now.
You can take it home with you right now.
Perfect.
You want to get the oil out of here first, or you want to leave it?
Is it still in there? It
Yes,
hasn't come
it's
out.
still in there.
Yeah, I guess we should take it out.
Well, first thing I do is get the shift shaft out.
You want me to file it down?
Do you know how to use a file?
I think so.
Oh, I put the file
No,
back.
I definitely don't.
I put it back. Okay, here you go. Don't
Oh,
hurt
I see.
yourself.
I see where it's...
You can feel the bad spot?
Yeah.
The first problem is you're supposed to use the flat part of the file.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. The next thing is you don't want to be hitting any of the important parts like over here. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
came over here from this side, let me see the file there, and you went like this direction here, what are you going to hit? Unless you hit that, there's nothing else here to hit.
Okay.
So why don't you
But
go
if
on
you
the,
come from here, then...
why don't you go on the other side of the vehicle there,
Okay.
and you can rotate the shift shaft until you get the spot where you want on top.
Yeah, I can't...
Just don't run it into here, that'd be bad.
Yeah. I think it's just the top part here now.
Yeah, slow down. Now files only work one way. Feel how they work? They don't
Yeah.
work this way, they work this way. So going back and forth don't help.
Okay.
So you push it firmly forward, and you
Okay.
pick up, come back, and do it again like that. That's how files work.
I think that... No, I think it's still ridged there.
Okay, try shoving it out, see if it goes out.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Magic.
You got the right spot.
Yay.
How's that look?
This looks
Yeah.
like shit.
So it looks like it needs to be replaced?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're already going to replace it with the smaller splines, right?
That's why we're in here, to fix it.
Yeah.
The problem, you had to take the whole training apart to get to it. Oh, they have a shim in here too,
Sucks.
look at that. Usually you don't have a shim in here. Usually you don't need shims in here. Rarely do you need a shim on this.
What would you need a shim for?
It affects how the engagement of this goes into the shifting mechanism. Usually you don't use them. But anyway, this is bad. So, okay, now we can go ahead and drain this stuff out of the motor. You know how you're going to do that?
No. Flip it upside down?
Well, you could do that, or you can do it the easy way.
What's the easy way?
Turn it 90 degrees.
Which way 90 degrees it?
You see these holes right here? That lets oil out.
Okay.
Pick it up, rotate, ready?
I like this.
Wasn't that easy?
That was easy.
You let go. Just let go. Gravity helps. Look at that. It even comes out over here. You have lots of residue coming out. 2 rivers of oil coming out. So many plugs you get on this bike. You got a 3-plug model.
3 plug?
3 plugs. 1, 2, 3. 3 places to leak. There you go.
So this is the transmission fluid, this is the crank fluid, and this is the primary fluid?
Yeah, it's the primary charge is the same fluid, so you only need 1 plug. The Sportsters use anywhere from 0 to 3 plugs over all the different years.
How would I have 0? How do you change the oil?
You don't change it by draining this. You have an oil tank. It's supposed to be a dry sump system. You know, it's like your case is not broken down there. Amazing. That's rare.
Where? Here?
Yep. Well, that too. No, inside the train. Inside of there.
Is this a problem here?
No, that's where somebody took a big cold chisel and tried to get the trap door apart instead of doing it like I did it. So see, there's no cracks around in this area.
Yeah.
Usually they're broken. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's why you have a speedometer drive that still functions. Hasn't been broken. Yeah, this is a professional mechanic did that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Now you feel that big lip right there? We probably should cut that down until it's smooth.
Okay.
So you have to get a little small file and work on it. Because see, this file here won't fit. You need a little short one. So you have to make it.
Yeah.
So you take
So
like
it's
a
nice
6.
and snug.
You take like a 6-inch file and then you break it in half, so you got room to work on it.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's about how you do it. Or you can take one of the disc sanders and screw up the whole surface. I don't like doing it that way. All right, so how much oil came out?
Good amount.
Fair amount of it?
Fair amount.
Okay, let's pick this thing up. Like that. Pick up the rest. Drip, drip, drip. There appears to be another oil leak right here. Look at that. 2 more oil leaks. That's getting the rest of the oil that was in the crank. Now after it's done dripping, we get to do the hard part. Pick it up and put it in the solvent tank and clean it. Mess, mess, mess. Give it a new drain pan, it's not full of oil. I'll grab my small drain pan over there, the other one.
The tiny one?
Yeah,
This one or this one?
that one right there.
This one?
Yep. Put it on the floor. Because this pan's full of oil, so it's going to keep transferring oil. A lot of oil coming out of this motor.
Yeah, you said it had a little bit of oil in it.
Well, at least we got a little bit in there. Yeah, it turns a lot freer now. Look at that. Get all the drag off of it, get all the oil out of it. And it comes right out. Imagine that. I don't know where all that oil's coming from. It just drip, 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 drip. All right, well, that's it for now. We are done dripping over here. I don't show you how I clean stuff around here because none of your damn business. But when you come back, it won't have this oil on everything. And this oil here will be in a 5-gallon can to get rid of it. And we do not pour it down the drain. EPA doesn't like that in California. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Sounds like you're a big fan.
We'll be back later. All right, we got this all cleaned up. Looks pretty good once you get all the oil and grime off. Someone obviously cleaned this all up when they rebuilt it. So it's pretty nice and clean. There's a transmission here. It's all cleaned up. The chain shoe here is all bent. So it's supposed to be at 90 degrees, not kicked up. So that's why this chain shoe is worn so bad on the one side. So this needs to be replaced, and then need to straighten up the shoe here. The primary chain has got some kinking in it. See how it kinks up a little bit? So that means it's going to break at some point. When they start knotting up on you like that, that means you're getting ready to start breaking. Time to get rid of them. So that's trash. If that breaks, it takes out this whole motor. So, $100 chain, couple $1,000 motor, your choice. Not counting rebuilding. All right, the pinion shaft looks like it's all pretty new in here. The bearings and all that look pretty new. This is what looks new. It was all full of Permatex or something they used on the cover here. It was all through here on the screen. Some jelly, gooey crap. That's why I don't use that stuff. The pistons, you can see all the scratching now. We get it all cleaned up. So if we're going to reuse these, we're going to have to scrub these real good. Try to get all the little grit out. Both like that. That's throughout the whole motor. So there's definitely evidence that someone took a bristle pad and cleaned the gasket surface with one of them stupid rotary brushes. And my guess is all that grit went into the motor and caused all this damage. Plus they probably didn't clean the cylinders very good. They're down here when they honed them. And the hone pattern's too vertical. If you look at the crosshatch in there, it's almost 90 degrees. That's way too steep. So that makes them use oil also. So I'm thinking these are, that's where all the grit came from, is from them doing that and probably not cleaning the motor out of other parts of it. This bearing here is kind of rough. Clutch is all brand new. But this bearing here doesn't rotate. It's lock solid. It only moves this far back and forth. The bearing's got something coming apart inside of it. Something got into it, locked up the bearings, or it's coming apart. This is a kicker model. It's never been used. This plug here was in the back of the case, and someone took the retainer off, because I remember seeing it in here, sitting in here, like that. There's supposed to be a washer with a bolt right here. Someone took that off, so as soon as I started cleaning the motor out, this blew right off. So this is getting ready to fall out, and when it falls out, it would dump the oil all over the place. So someone took that apart. Maybe the owner did it, I'm not sure. All I know is it's supposed to be there. Okay, this is the compensator right here, all the parts for that. So I don't like using these things, but they work. This is all nice and burnt and burned up clutch, but that's fine. We got all new stuff in there. So it needs a couple new bearings on this, new permanent chain, fix the chain shoe, and the permanent dry is good to go. And it wouldn't hurt to put a solid sprocket, but that's up to him. The transmission, we had a bad high gear in here, this gear, and the shift fork's all eaten up. So that's for sure is wrong with that. Inside the case is nice and clean, not been broken. Looks really nice. So, except for where they did that. Dumbasses, but oh well. We'll fix that. The motor mount, I think it's a brand new repop one. It's got a lot of new hardware all through the whole motor here, so you know it's been apart recently. So, but anyway, the rods are really loose. We cleaned all the oil out of here now, and let's see how much it moves. This one here moves like a front one should. So it's pretty loose. That's side to side play there. And this is side to side on the top, which is different than that side. This here is in play when you move it like this, like that. And this is bearing play when you move it like this. Two totally different things. Side to side I don't care about, I do care about the other one. I didn't check the side to side of the crank. I'm not feeling anything in that, so that's good on the Timken part. Obviously it turns over nice and freely now we got the binding out of it. So overall the case are pretty good. Pistons are 10 over, so the cylinders are 10 over. So they need to be cleaned up, rehoned. And I'll clean up the pistons as best I can, or replace them, depending on what he wants to do, but I'll probably just scrub them, clean them. The heads, I don't like them too much. They cut the O-ring lip off of them here, and they put seats in it. In there, the seats are overhanging into the port area. don't know if you can see in there or not. It's a really sharp edge up under here, which is not good for flow. They cut the guide boss away, which is all through here. So you can see the, yeah, it's hard to tell, but the guide support is supposed to come down to here. It's all been cut away. So that's not good. So the exhaust, same thing. No guide boss, completely cut away. So all of that area there where it's straight, the top of the guide's tapered and gets straight. So that 3/8 of an inch that's straight right there is supposed to be material to hold the guide in the head. So the intake has the same issue with it. It's all gone, see? So that's not very good. Branch used to do it like that, but so do a lot of other people. I leave that area because it needs to be in there for support. So both heads are about the same, so they are what they are. I'd recommend another set of heads that aren't so butchered. And you can reuse the cylinders or upgrade to later stuff. This is a one-year only stuff. It's 72 and early 73. It's a trade-off between 900 stuff and 1000 stuff. It's kind of in between. Later year they changed everything and went to a thicker cylinder. The heads were the same casting as the machine, but they machined them differently. Different head bolts. They moved the head bolts out further. So the differences. The rocker boxes were polished at one time. They're just still corroded. You can tell. You can see how they're smooth. So they can just be polished up and they'd probably be all right. A little bit tip on the tips here. They just need to be reground. They should be good to go. Ugh. So anyway, the cam cover, the bushing fell out that was in there. I don't know where that oil just came from. And it's all clean. It's coming out of the wire maybe? Not sure. Where'd that go to? Yeah, oil line block off for panhead. Don't lose that. Ah, that's where it came from. There's an oil gallery goes through here. Must not have blown that oil gallery out. Crappy cleaning job. Anyway, you can see how the bushing's gone in here. So all these other bushings are tight, feel good. Pinion snout bushing feels really good, which is very important for oil pressure. So that all looks pretty good. Also the snout here looks really good. Looks like they rebuilt the crank, put a bunch of new parts in it, but the rods are worn out. So how in the hell they do that, I don't know. I don't know why you would put all the new shafts and stuff in here and put a worn out crank in it. Rod set, doesn't make sense. So I don't know what's going on, it's kind of weird. This bushing's obviously trash from the shifter shaft being crap. So anyway, that's where that's at on that stuff. This here is the other parts over here. There's all the small stuff in here. Here's our bushing. So clearance that way. There we go. Oh yeah, that's got 5,000 clearance in there, look at that. At least 5. It's been loose for a while. See, it's tight on the outside edge because that goes past the edge of the cover probably. Alright, so that's going to need probably a 5 over bushing to make that tight. Well, if it gets cheap, we'll just glue it back in there with some super snot and call it done, but I think you'll probably fix it correctly. The other bushings look okay, so oh well. All this other stuff there is okay. Alright, so up here, the tappets, you can see how all the material went through these and chewed them up pretty good. Very common problem, but you can see they're brand new rollers. You can see how it's worn on just the one side, which is kind of weird. But, so I think these were brand new lifters they just put in here, but when you run them with crap, it turns to crap. So whenever you do a half-assed job, whatever new parts you put in get destroyed by the junk. So when you're all done, you got a bunch of junk again. I've seen that happen in 100 miles. So spend the money, fix it right the first time. You don't have these problems. Like I said, this is all a bunch of grit. I think that's grit from the, possibly the rods coming apart. But what I didn't see is a bunch of grit down in here when I was cleaning it. You know, metal and stuff from like bad rods. So I think all the grit is just from the them cleaning this stuff off here and not cleaning the motor out when they're done. They just filled it up full of crap. Or the old tank was full of crap, who knows? You know, just a lot of stuff like that happens. Okay, the one problem we do have is you can see how the cams are all nice and smooth here on the cam lobes. You want to make sure the cam lobes are good and the shafts here are good. That's the important part. And then you look at gear teeth to make sure they're not pitted out. These are nice and smooth. This cam here, see where it's got a lot of heavy pitting. It's called coming up unglued. So it's got massive amounts of chunks of metal that was going through the motor. So that will cause lots of other issues, obviously. Only this one cam's bad, number one. I'm not sure why only one's bad, but all these other ones here look really nice and smooth. So there you go. And the lifters all look fairly good. We'll have to figure out if we're going to keep them like this or not. Clean them up some more and look through them pretty good. The lifter blocks are just like everything else. It has a wearing surface. You can see the scrapes and stuff in there. They get worn with the metal going through everything. So these all have to be cleaned up a little bit. Can't see that in there. So you can see the little scratch marks in there. So anyway, we'll have to check all this out and make sure they're good too. We got 3 blocks. There's the other one. I knew we had to have 4 of them. Yeah, there's the one that's all torn up. Look at all the scrapes in that damn thing. My guess this is probably the one that was on the bad cam. It was getting hit with all the debris straight on. So you can see how much junk is in there. So anyway, this is we gotta get that stuff out, or it's just gonna tear up the motor and whatever else we put in there. But, all this other stuff looks pretty good. So there you go. All your small stuff. These are nice cleaning baskets. Goodson sells these just for pressure spray washers. You get one of these here, and you get this goes inside of it. And this is a double piece. Another piece goes on top, up here. They bolt together or clip together. So anyway, that's their cleaning, spray washing, cleaning stuff. Real good for cleaning Harley parts too. All right, so that's where we are on this motor. So I recommend some new heads, and if not, just upgrade the later top end would be nice. Or not new heads to new heads to him, good used ones. And then I'd recommend tolling the crank out and rebuilding that rod set and checking, make sure everything else is good. But we'll see what the customer says. It's up to him what he wants to do. So, but anyway, it's supposed to be a rebuilt motor, but oh well. It has issues, so get a lot of that. That's how this bike came in. It had issues too. And the time the issues were done, it was done with bare frame. Kind of like that Sportster right there. So if we haven't taken the rear fender off yet. So one thing we haven't pulled off yet is that rear fender. I wonder if that's going to be coming off next. It's about the only thing left. Anyway, he's going to come over, clean the frame up, and then we'll see if it looks straight or not. And then I'm going to scrape the powder coat off of the mounting surfaces here. Or use some paint remover I have that does it. Get it down to clean surfaces, bolt the motor back in, and see if the motor sits in a square in the frame like it's supposed to. I cleaned up the motor mount plates. They're around here somewhere. What do I do with them damn things? There they are. I got these all cleaned up, and these appear to be fairly flat. So, like I said, I got to find out why it was off. I want to make sure the motor's square in the frame. The motor's not being square is not good. So, anyway, that'll be something to play with later. So we'll probably go ahead and dump this oil out too. I'll see if he wants to keep it, but with all the junk I found in here, I'd say get rid of it. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be going in the trash. All right, well, that's it for now. That's what these things look like when they get apart.